And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Film Stock Live. I haven't done one of these in maybe 2 months, maybe a little less than that. I don't know. It was in November. I think it was like Welcome to November, but I'm not even sure, honestly. But how's everybody doing? Welcome in. It is Monday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon for me. I know it's a different time for everyone else out there, but there's a lot to talk about today, a lot to discuss. Over the weekend, we got like 4 or 5 new trailers for big projects that are coming out in 2024. And we also even got some Deadpool 3 news. So there's a lot to discuss. And I'm looking forward to it all. So if you guys are in here, welcome. Glad you could make it. Hit that like button, helps out more than you know. Let's hang out. Let's talk. Let's go through these topics. I don't have any outlined, but if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, it's Godzilla, it's The Boys season 4, House of the Dragon, Deadpool 3, lots to talk about. So let's try and keep the questions sort of in the realm of that to begin, and then we can venture into things later. But I'd love to get a great discussion going about, all these trailers that we got. And yeah, so let's do this thing. Let's do it. George, how you doing? Landon, hello. My buddy Trevor from Film Geeks in the chat there. Shout out Trevor, he's the man. Everyone go subscribe if you haven't already. But this is a great one to kickstart the stream with. Fantastic. Burn, Watch, Keep, House of the Dragon Season 2, The Boys Season 4, Godzilla x Kong. This is sort of easy, but sort of difficult. And the easiest part is saying, I'm burning Godzilla x Kong. And that shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. It shouldn't, because I did not like Godzilla vs. Kong. I believe that was the most recent one that came out in 21, right? Funnily enough, I actually watched this with Trevor for the first time, but like virtually, like where we hopped on a FaceTime call, and it was like really early in the morning. For him, I want to say it was like 4 in the morning. It was about 6 in the morning for me, or 7, I guess. But excuse me, I chugged Dr. Pepper right before I went live, so it's flowing. But no, yeah, I would burn Godzilla x Kong, and I'm just not a huge Godzilla guy at all, which I'll talk about actually in a second. But I would watch. Man, I think I would have to watch. I think I would have to watch House of the Dragon Season 2 and then keep The Boys Season 4, just because I think there's going to be a little more rewatchability with The Boys over House of the Dragon. But that being said, they're both. I'm equally excited for both, almost, if that makes sense. House of the Dragon had the better trailer, but The Boys Season 4, I'm a little more excited for. That trailer for House of the Dragon, it ruled. It ruled. And I was busy. I would have reacted to both had I been able to. I was at a friend's house all day, watching football. And so I wasn't equipped to react to the trailers. And so I just didn't. But I would have. And now it's too late, in my opinion, to do it. So I'm kind of talking about him here. But no, I would save The Boys. I really dug that trailer. I still got to watch Gen V. In fact, that trailer made me inspired to watch Gen V. I've heard nothing but good things about Gen V. I heard it's not on the level of seasons 1 through 3 of The Boys, but it's still really good, and that's fine. Not every spinoff has to be as good as the original, as long as it still retains some of the qualities of the show, the original show, that make it great. I'm fine with that. So yeah, I'll get around to Gen V eventually. My priority watch list right now, I've got 14 Disney movies to get through. And then it's Christmas season, so I want to watch some of those, and that's my priority right now. And then some new releases. So that's kind of what I'm rocking with. But yeah. And then House of the Dragon Season 2, I think it's going to be better than Season 1. Season 1 laid a lot of the groundwork. It established the world and these characters and their dynamics. And now Season 2, we're getting way more epic. We're going to continue to get, as more seasons of that show come out, it's going to become more like Game of Thrones, where Thrones is early, political dialogue, and that's heavy on for the first few episodes of every season. And then by the end, there's more action. And I just think we're heading in the direction of all-out war by the end of the show. And it's going to be a slow burn payoff that I can't wait to see. So yeah, I'm excited a lot for House of the Dragon, HOTD, House of the Dragon, and The Boys, of course. Connor, what's good? How you doing? Negan in the thumbnail. So it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but he's in The Boys Season 4. Another reason to get excited for that. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in The Boys Season 4. Danger Edit says, can't wait for Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire. I'm not excited for this movie. And I know I've seen like a hot take, but when I scroll through Twitter or whatever, and I scroll through, everyone's like, this movie looks so dumb and stupid, I can't wait. It's like, I just can't like get on board with that. Like, oh, this movie looks ridiculous. Sign me up. I my issue with these movies is they're marketed that way and people can have that viewpoint, sure. But you go and watch them, it's going to try and take itself way too damn seriously, in my opinion. It did it. What did this recently? It was one of those Transformers movies, Rise of the Beast. Is that what it's called? I know what it's called. I'm just messing with those because I think those movies stink. Rise of the Beasts, it also took itself entirely too seriously. So the issue here is, yeah, you're going to see Godzilla and Kong team up and fight, but can they actually for 2 hours, 15 minutes, however long it is, can they make an actual movie out of it? Or is it like Batman vs Superman? Is the selling point just Godzilla and Kong are going to fight some people and that's going to be that? Or are we going to have to endure another lifeless human plot? And I think that's the answer. We're going to have to endure just the lamest, emptiest main human storyline. I honestly, and this might be crazy, I would be okay with a dialogueless movie. Just a movie of them, of Godzilla and Kong. I said that in my Godzilla vs. Kong review. We don't even need people in these movies. I really don't think it's going to be that good, and I don't want to watch it. It will be an obligation for me. If I want everyone to know that right now. If I go see this movie, that is, it's going to feel like a chore to me. So I might just stay away. I'm going to do the same with Avatar. I kind of already know how I'm going to feel about it. I didn't like pretty much any of the MonsterVerse except the first Godzilla, and that was okay. But I liked Kong Skull Island. I'm not a Godzilla guy, which is crazy because tomorrow I think I'm actually going to see the new Godzilla movie. Where is that? There was a comment here. Hold on. I want to get it up here. It said, I think, right here, Ben said Godzilla -1 is the movie of the year. I think despite my my thoughts on Godzilla and what I've experienced from that character, I might still go see this movie because the hype is unreal. And I'll be the judge of that. I'll be fair. I'm not going in looking to hate it or anything, but I'll be the judge of that. I'll see if this movie is comparable to some of the top films of the year. I don't think it is. I think I just don't see myself coming out being like, yeah, that's my top 3 of the year. But I could be shocked. I think it's going to be a very good movie. I think I'm not a huge Godzilla fan, but it'd basically be like if I went and saw, like, say I wasn't a fan of Marvel and it's like, oh, I'm going to go watch, I don't know, Iron Man 1, right? But I don't like Marvel. Like, I just don't. I've seen a lot of other runs of Marvel films and I didn't like those. So I go and see this. That's kind of how it feels. But there's a monumental level of hype for this film. I think I can't say anything. I haven't seen the movie, but it just feels to me like one of those scenarios where film Twitter and the world hasn't had something to hype up for a few months now. And so they're like, yeah, this movie's really good. So let's just call it the best thing since sliced bread because we're bored and we want to hype something up. That's what I'm reading it, but I also could be completely wrong and the movie could blow me away. We'll see. I think I'm going to see it tomorrow. Not a guarantee. I think I'm going to see it tomorrow. JJ in the house. What's up, dude? Georgia frauds, though. What's your team? JJ, what team you repping? Are they in the top 4? Are they in the CFP? You a Michigan guy? I don't know. You've probably talked about it before, but let me know. If it's not someone in the playoff, we'll talk. Are you ready for I'm very excited for The Boys season 4. I mean, I talked about it earlier, but I didn't even talk about the full trailer. That shot of Homelander at the end when he's just covered in blood, like, we're about to see, I think, the most unhinged Homelander we've seen in the entire show. He reached his breaking point at the end of season 3. He's a full-on, I mean, he's always been full-on crazy. We know this, but it's going to be something. It's going to be something. And I'm excited. Very excited. We got Starcourt Food Court in the house. What's good? Danger Edit says, what do you think of Godzilla's new design? I feel bad. I don't want anyone in here who's a Godzilla, like a hardcore Godzilla fan, to be offended by this, but I just don't care. I don't. I saw he had, like, was it like pink? I just don't care. And I know there's a huge Godzilla fandom out there, and people people probably feel the way I feel about Godzilla. Like, they feel that way about Stranger Things when I talk about it. So, like, that, I get it. I get it. You know, everyone has their thing. I just don't really care. I'm sorry. That's how I feel though. But it's cool enough, I guess. Ethan says, be sure to like the video. Absolutely. If you guys are in here, hit that like button. We got 50 people in here on a Monday. Hit that like button. And super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get right to your question, comment, or concern. It's a huge way to help support me and the channel as well, so I can keep on doing these live streams and making these videos. Hello from New Hampshire. Well, hello there. Ben follows up and says, have you watched Godzilla -1? So yeah, I've talked about this a few times now, but I think I will watch it. I want to like that movie so bad, by the way. I just don't know if I will. I don't know if I will. There are a lot of times too where a movie's really hyped up and then I don't end up liking it. And that's this thing for me, but I'm not trying to discredit Godzilla. Does that make sense? Not at all taking that away from people who love that world, that character, that thing. It's something I've never been attached to because I didn't really watch it until I was like in 20. I'm saying in my 20s makes it sound like I'm really old, but when I was like 20, I think I watched Godzilla and then I watched all those movies. That really felt weird, by the way, referring to myself that way. But anyway, yeah, I will see Godzilla -1, I think. I'm going to just do it. It's going to be one of those things where it's like I have the ticket in my phone and then there's an hour until showtime and it's like, do I refund my ticket or do I man up and go see it? We'll find out. We'll find out. In another world, let's switch gears. In another world, let's talk Deadpool 3 because are we concerned? Should we be concerned about Deadpool 3? I think there's a right to be concerned because honestly, I don't know. It's my most anticipated next year right now. I have to look at the full list of what's coming out, but right now I think it's my most anticipated for next year. But in all honesty, I'm getting a little cautiously optimistic, just a hair because it seems like they're getting everything in this movie. I saw an mild potential spoilers. If you want to go in as fresh as possible to this movie, I've seen like some of the leaks online. I mean, it's discussing films putting them out with no spoiler warning, so it's kind of like everyone's going to see this if you're on Twitter at all. But a lot of mutants from the Fox X-Men universe are going to make appearances in this movie, and like it's just out there for some reason. There was someone in the chat that I was going to put. Do you think Deadpool 3 would be the best Deadpool? It's hard to say because I believe there's a world where it is. It's the first time we're seeing him in the MCU, and obviously Hugh Jackman's back as Wolverine. But my biggest fear with this movie, despite it being my most anticipated of next year, my biggest fear is that it's going to lose itself and it's going to lose what Deadpool movies are all about. And at the end of the day, Deadpool 1 and 2, fairly small scale. I fear this movie is going to lose its almost identity as a Deadpool movie, and that's my biggest fear is that it's going to become a multiverse of madness or a No Way Home, but I think No Way Home does the multiverse right. Multiverse of Madness, I take issue with. My fear here is that it's going to go from, okay, a Deadpool movie, and then it's just going to turn into like a joke fest where it's like, here's every single X-Men ever, and they're going to just get killed off in the most absurd ways, and that's going to be the movie. I want to know who the villain of the film is going to be. I want to know how it's going to really tie into the MCU. Is this movie's focus going to be to tie a bow on the Fox universe, or is it going to try and tell a compelling Deadpool film? I don't know. Questions that we have to wait and see. Who's helming the film, though? Sean Levy. That gives me confidence. So I think the movie's going to be good. Will Loki tie into this? I don't know. I think Mobius 100% is going to be in it, but will it be the best Deadpool movie? Deadpool 1's a banger. I like Deadpool 2 more than Deadpool 1 on some days, like depending on the day. But then I think, oh my God, that main kid in Deadpool 2 was super irritating. But Cable was a scene stealer. Domino was great. I don't know. Will Deadpool 3 be the best Deadpool movie? If I had to put money on it, I would say it wouldn't be. I think it's really hard to top the first Deadpool, but you never know. You never know. We'll see. I'm hyped they're using the OG Wolverine uniform. I've always wondered why they never used it. Yeah, it's about time. That is one of the cool things, I'll admit. But I kind of thought as well, I almost wish they had saved this for the movie, but I do get they have to sell this thing, and it's all like a business model at the end of the day. And if that set pick of Hugh Jackman in the yellow suit didn't get out, would have trailer, and that's still going to be the trailer. That's going to be the money shot of the trailer. You already know, like near the end, there's going to be a money shot, and it's going to be Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Um, Thoughts on the Fallout show? Good question. So I have never played the Fallout games. I think there's multiple, but I've never played Fallout, and so I didn't watch the trailer. But I did see the trailer drop. I saw an image of Walton Goggins, I believe, star of Ant-Man and the Wasp. He is the main character, I guess. But yeah, I haven't watched the trailer. But what do you guys think? Let's talk about it. Let's get a chat going on. Did you see the Fallout series again? Yeah, I have not. I have not. Let's see. Let's go ahead and address this. Network 98 with Super Chat. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it as always, my friend. 1 to 10, how much do you hate Nick Saban? I don't know if hate's the right word. I don't even know what to describe my, like, I don't know what word I would use to describe my thoughts toward Nick Saban anymore. You have to respect him. All right. You have to respect the fact that he is the greatest coach of all time, and there's no denying that. No one's ever going to take that from him. I would say, I don't know if I can even say I hate him anymore. I kind of just respect him. He's beaten my favorite team so many times in my life that he's got Kirby Smart on a leash, really. What can I do? I can't do anything. Georgia will lose. Georgia will go 11-1 next year. They play Alabama in September. They will lose that game. I think they'll win the rest of the games on that schedule. Texas will be a dogfight. I think they take Clemson in Atlanta with ease, mind you. I think that's going to be. I think, and sorry, Jacob, we'll talk about this all off season, by the way, you and I. But I think this is going to be very similar to the Oregon game, 49-3. Not that bad, but I think it's going to be something where it's like, hey. I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia's not even in the top 10. They don't even want to talk about Georgia. The media, they didn't have us at 6 for some really ridiculous reason. I hope when Carson comes back, because I have a real feeling he's going to, I think this is going to be like, hey, we ain't gone yet. And I think they want to pop somebody. And that's going to be Clemson. But it's Clemson. Texas, I think, is a winnable game. It's going to be a dogfight. They're going to lose to Alabama, but then the rest of the schedule, people want to. I don't know where this narrative came from, and I'll move on from college football soon. But it's my live show. I'm talking about college football for a second. The amount of people in the world spewing this anti-Georgia. Oh, they don't play anybody. They don't play anybody. But next year's schedule, that's the hardest schedule of all time. There's a lot of overlap. A lot of overlap. Georgia Tech, Tennessee, Florida, Auburn, Ole Miss. That's 5 of the same games we played this season. 2 scrub teams next year, 2 this year. That's 7, right? They're about equal opponents. You're adding Alabama and Texas, really. I think we play Miss State. Not scared. No one's scared of them. It's because Alabama and Texas are on there. That's the weird thing about college football, and then I'll shut up, is like your schedule is defined by 1 or 2 games. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me, actually. Yeah, that it is. Clemson's on there too. Obviously, that'll be a ranked matchup. That's a big draw for schedule. So it's Clemson, Bama, and Texas. But like, I don't know. In the NFL, you play a lot more games, obviously. But it's just crazy to me how people like act like Michigan ran the gauntlet. They didn't play anybody until November 11th. Am I correct? That's when we played Penn State, right? I don't know, guys. It's college football. It's become this political thing, not like American politics. I'm saying like there's a lot more to it than just who wins the game on the field, and it's sad. It's become all about like the politics of the committee and all this crap, and it's just like, what? Anyway, I'm not a Nick Saban guy. Respect him, but I'm not a Nick Saban fan. Theo with the super chat. Thank you, Theo, by the way. Do you think certain franchises should grow with their audience as they go on? Also, sorry about Georgia. It's all good. I'm at peace with it as much as I can be. I mean, In my life, I'm not kidding. I have to remind myself this. It's easy to forget where it came from sometimes, like in terms of being a fan of something. And I think that reigns true for the MCU as well. Topic for another time. But there was a period of time in my life where I never thought Georgia would win the national championship, and they won 2 in a row. So I can't really be that mad right now. I'd have no right to be, actually, because they were still one of the 4 best teams in the country. And if it was a 12-team playoff, they'd have a shot to go win it all. But anyway, it's just crazy how they could drop from 1 to 6 for getting punished for playing a postseason game and losing by 3. But yeah, I don't know. It's all bullshit. But anyway, do you think certain franchises should grow with their audience? Trying to think of a good example here. Like, so the MCU, for example, maybe. It's hard to say. I do think the MCU, like, I don't know. That's a tough one. Do you think certain franchises should grow with their audience as they go on? Yes and no. I think that a franchise should do whatever is best for the story at the end of the day. But if something's targeted to, I don't know, you want your franchise to appeal to everybody, right? You always want it to appeal to everybody, not just a certain group of people. But I do think that some franchises need to remember their roots and remember who they appeal to. And trying new things always isn't the best in some ways, but you do have to switch it up and keep things fresh. So I don't really know. That's a tough one, Theo. That's a good question. Uh, what do you guys think? Like, I need a better example because the MCU's the one that my mind went to. That's too. There's way too much in the MCU. I mean, now I don't know. I feel like the MCU did grow with the audience as it went on. I feel like it did into Endgame, and then now it's like trying to appeal to a new audience. So I do think it should grow with the audience a little bit. Yeah, why not? That's how I'll answer it. Zach with a super chat. Shout out, Zach. Thank you so much, man. Zach says, I'm in the same boat as you. Not the biggest Godzilla fan, but heard great things and decided to go to it. Very emotional movie with actual good human characters and small budget. Hopefully you like it. Well, that's good news. I like to hear that. I haven't heard a single bad thing about this movie. And so for myself, someone who, again, is not a Godzilla guy, that's promising because you said you're not a Godzilla guy. And that's good. That's good to hear. So I know someone who's seeing the movie, I believe, today. I know someone, I believe, who's seeing the movie tomorrow. And I also know people in the space who, fellow creators who have seen the movie and praised it. So that's good to hear. Again, very emotional movie with good human characters and small budget. Yeah, that's the big knock I have on those movies. I guess, is it called the Monsterverse? Yeah, I guess it is. The human characters, I don't really care about any of them. I couldn't tell you a name of any of them. Millie Bobby Brown is in them, by the way. Brian Tyree Henry. Who else? Kyle Chandler? Like, there's a lot of big stars in those films, but they're written paper thin and just generic. So, hopefully when I go see this movie, I care. If it can get me to care, that's one thing. That's a win. And at the end of the day, I don't think I walk out of that movie going, it's the best thing ever. But if it's a good movie, then that's a win. That's all I want at the end of the day, to be entertained and have, an emotional story that moves me in a way. That's a win. So I think that's possible. I'll update everybody. I'll probably do a review / out of theater reaction / maybe just a review. Maybe I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's the talk of the town right now, which is crazy. It's crazy because I didn't know anyone who even watched Godzilla growing up. But it's a big thing. It's a big deal globally. And people are hyped for this new one, not minus one. Minus one, obviously, the movie we're referring to here, but the times Kong, Godzilla times Kong. Is it Godzilla and Kong? What are we calling it? I don't know. But I hope I like it too, Zach, and thank you so much for the super chat, man. Hope all's well with you. So yeah, Godzilla minus one was fantastic. Jeremiah, what's up? Starcourt says, since you like Thanksgiving, you might like Totally Killer. Well, I will have to add that to the list because near the end of the year, I usually try and watch as many as I can to get into my top 10. Sam, how you doing? Welcome. Do I think Thor 5 will happen? No, I don't. No. I think Hemsworth's kinda done with it too. I think a lot of the MCU actors from the first 3 phases are done with it. Ruffalo, uh, Jeremy Renner, Chris Hemsworth, obviously ScarJo and Evans and RDJ are all done, but, like, I don't even think Elizabeth Olsen wants to do it anymore. I don't personally I don't know any of these people, obviously. I'm just speculating here. I don't think anyone really wants to do it anymore. Like, I think they want fresh blood in there. Like, do you really think Benedict Cumberbatch just wants to keep playing Doctor Strange? Like, I don't. Like, I'll be honest, and I'll make a video about this later this week. I think Tom Holland's way beyond done with Spider-Man, especially the route they're trying to take that, and I have some thoughts on that. So, whew. Will I watch Godzilla when it comes out? If you're referring to the new one, New Empire, flip a coin. It kind of just depends. It depends on a few different things, but I already know. I know I would not probably like it, and I know you can't say that, but you do at a certain point. You do kind of develop. You know what your taste is in movies, and you can sort of judge how you are likely to feel about something based on the marketing. And if it's in a franchise and you haven't liked anything in that franchise, if it's the same creative teams, you can kind of make assumptions that, oh, it might not be my thing. And that's kind of where I stand with the Monsterverse. Rank these movies by excitement. Captain America Brave New World, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and Blade. My nose is itching. Number one on that list is going to be Thunderbolts because of David Harbour, because of Florence Pugh, because of Sebastian Stan. Their characters and that trio and the whole team I'm fascinated by. I think that's going to be a really good movie. Number two, Fantastic Four, which used to be like my number one. I was so over the moon excited for that after Krasinski was in Multiverse, and then they just completely decimated my hopes for that movie. Within 15 minutes, actually, it broke me. I was very upset, but I'm still excited, and I wonder if that cast will ever officially be announced, ever, or if they'll just keep it under wraps. I don't know, but then I would say Captain America: Brave New World because Harrison Ford is playing Thunderbolt Ross, but also Cap is Sam Wilson's Cap is getting his own movie, and then in the last place would be Blade. What a fall from grace that movie's had for me. There was a point in time as well where I was extremely high on that movie, and now it's like I don't really care. So yeah, that'd be my ranking at this current moment. Jack's in the house. What's good, Jack? Have you warmed up to Rebel Moon at all? I'm trying, but not getting there. Yeah. If it were up to me right now, I don't think I'm gonna watch Rebel Moon. I don't see myself watching Rebel Moon actually. I don't really care for Zack Snyder, his films, I should say, and I didn't watch his last movie. What was it called? Some movie with Dave Bautista. It was like 3 hours about zombies or something. I don't know. I just don't care. I don't. And it's the holiday season when that movie comes out. There's other things I want to watch, and I'm good. I think I'm good. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up watching it, but I just don't care. So no, I haven't warmed up to it. When's the Deadpool 3 trailer coming? I don't think that anytime soon, remotely. I don't think, but maybe. That would be cool if we got a Deadpool 3 trailer just out of the blue. I'm not going to turn that down. I read the Fire and Blood that House of the Dragon is adapted for, and without spoilers, it's about to go down. I can tell. I can tell. And I mean, end of season 1 of House of the Dragon, it was like, oh my God, like, okay, all right, let's do this thing. That's kind of how it felt. So I'm looking forward to it. Apparently, Godzilla -1 puts the American Godzilla films to shame. Valid. I wouldn't be surprised. The American Godzilla films are pretty garbage. Sorry. King of the Monsters is one of the most just irrelevant movies I might have ever seen. All right. I have seen the Deadpool 3 set pick leaks. Kind of talked about that earlier, but yeah, I guess Sabretooth's going to be. It's just like way too much is getting out about this movie. They should have this thing on lockdown. This is the only MCU movie coming out next year. and a lot of things are already getting spoiled for us on Twitter because of people leaking pics. It's just a little irritating, but it's out there, and what can you do? Once you've seen it, you kind of just have to embrace it. So, am I going to watch the GTA 6 trailer tomorrow? Um, I played GTA 5, but I never played the other GTA games. And I did like the heist with my friends, and we had so much fun. It was during like the pandemic, like April of 2020. I played this game like nightly, GTA 5. I did the heists and everything, but I don't think I'll react to it, but I'll watch it. I'll probably definitely watch it. I heard it's like a 90-second trailer. I'll watch it and see what it's all about. If it has a release date or not. I mean, I heard it's nowhere near actually coming out, but who's to say? Um, bring back your vlogs, maybe, perhaps. They're fun when I do them. I don't do them often. I only really do them for special occasions, like if I go to a convention or filming location, which is not like an everyday type of thing. So maybe, perhaps. And yeah, apparently the movie did have a $15 million budget, which I feel like is a lie. I don't know. That's super impressive. I don't know. That's just crazy for it to look that good off $15 million. Wild stuff. Keep, watch, burn all of Nolan's movies, all of Spielberg's movies, all of Scorsese's movies. I got to burn Scorsese. Sorry. I do think that he makes the least rewatchable movies of the bunch, but he's still a great director and made some of my faves, like The Departed. Love that movie. Now it comes down to whose movies are more rewatchable. I mean, I'm keeping Spielberg. He's got the Indiana Jones movies, the first four at least, and that plus Jurassic Park plus Jaws plus E.T. plus Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, comfortably. And then I guess I'll burn Nolan, even though that feels like a disservice. Something's got to go, and in this case, that's what it's going to be. So I can still watch all of Nolan's movies. I just can't rewatch them in that case. I'm fine with that. When will your Blu-ray collection video come out? I'll probably do one in January. I usually do. I probably will. Why not? Why not? Michigan's your team. Okay. The scumbags, the cheaters. Nice. um, if Michigan beats Alabama, I would be shocked. Shocked. Not rooting for either team. I'm kind of just passively watching that one. But Washington winning it all would be pretty sick. All right. What's the new trailer? Godzilla, the New Empire, whatever the hell it's called. The Boys Season 4, House of the Dragon Season 2. All got trailers. I haven't seen it yet, but I will be watching it. Let's see. It's all in Japanese too, so be ready to read the subtitles. That's fine. How long is the film? I think it's like 2 hours, right? I don't even know. Let's see. Yeah, so now we're getting back into some more talk. Possibility is a jumbled mess, I'm concerned. Yeah, so can we all kind of agree there's a possibility Deadpool, like, no one really wants to embrace this or talk about it because we don't want this movie to be bad, but there's like a high chance that Deadpool 3 just stinks, and that would be like the final straw for me, I think, in terms of the MCU just completely screwing themselves. There's so much writing on this movie. It's of the utmost importance that Deadpool 3 is good. Not good, great. It needs to win back the people. It needs to restore hope in people. It needs to be fantastic. Because it's the only MCU film they're getting next year. And you go into 25 and you're getting movies like Thunderbolts, like Cap 4, like Blade, where Fantastic Four, all four, none of those four movies are guaranteed to succeed, especially if Deadpool 3 misses. The confidence people will have after a fail, if Deadpool 3 is a fail of a movie, if it's bad, it just stinks, whatever. No one out there will be really, it'll be almost impossible to generate hype for the four titles I just listed because Deadpool 3 with Wolverine, Hugh Jackman and specifically, that is about as big of a draw as you can get. That's like Toby level, in my opinion. If that doesn't succeed, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Dark times ahead. Dark times ahead for the MCU in that case. Hopefully that's not the case. Have you warmed up to Aquaman 2 at all? I'm optimistic for reasons unknown. I honestly haven't warmed up too much. I'm not really excited for it. Yeah, I've seen the trailers a bunch now, and just I wasn't the first Aquaman I think was fine, but the more I think about it, the less I like it, and that's kind of how I feel about this. It's like any DC movie for a while, it's going to be hard to get too excited for. This is a movie they just have to release too. Um, where are we at? Thoughts on the new Karate Kid movie? I went off about this recently, but I just don't. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely a slap in the face. I think it's a slap in the face to truly everyone involved with Cobra Kai that wouldn't be in the movie, because Cobra Kai is like the legacy sequel to the show, or excuse me, Cobra Kai is the legacy sequel to the trilogy. It's just disrespectful. It's desperate. That's what I think. Jason Cruz in the house. What's good? How you doing? Jeremiah again. What's good? Dark Hawk official. What's good? I have not read Dune. I expect an apology if Clemson wins. You'll get one if that happens. Where are we at? Top 3 sports movies. I'll go in no order. Remember the Titans, Moneyball, Miracle. It's become a beauty contest. Texas should honestly run up the score because apparently it's not. Yeah. Teams. Oh, teams should. Oh, yeah. Teams should. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's just like, it's crazy. This is the first time the committee got it right. FSU did not need to be in the playoffs. Their strength schedule is 55th. They were 13-0, Power 5 conference champion. They beat LSU. They beat Clemson. They beat top 15 Louisville to win the ACC with a third-string quarterback. They beat Florida in the swamp with a second-string quarterback. They have an outstanding running back, some elite wide receivers, a great defense. If any other team was 13-0, any other team, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, if any other team was 13-0 and lost their starting quarterback, and won the same exact way that Florida State won, they would be in the playoff. So I disagree strongly. Florida State should be in. Every time when I have a Georgia game on, I think about you. Well, yeah, you can imagine the scene on Saturday. I was pretty up in arms. I was pretty yelling at the TV the entire time, pretty much. I see we have a little discourse about this playoff picture. I love to see it. Love to see it. Let's see. Sorry, I was trying to find a question. Rank these movies by excitement. Fast and Furious 11, Megan 2, Godzilla times Kong. Great question. For those who don't know, these are some of my least anticipated films ever, arguably. I would say of those, I would be the least excited to watch Megan 2. That would be 3. I do not ever desire to revisit the world of Megan, and I'm good for life. Then I would say Godzilla times Kong, because I don't really care about that franchise. But the one I'd be the most curious to see is probably Fast 11, because Fast XI is what they should call it, by the way. Or no, it's called Fast X Part 2, isn't it? I don't know. So dumb. I really just don't know how they can continue these movies. So that's probably the thing, is like, that movie, Fast X, is the first movie I've seen in theaters, maybe in my entire life, that did not actually end. It just had the most incomplete ass ending I've ever seen. The movie didn't even end. It was the dumbest thing ever. And I think I'd be the most curious to see how they even can continue the story, because I don't know. Beats me. I thought Fast X was garbage, and Fast 11 is probably going to be trash too. So we'll see. We shall see. Oh man. Uh, all right. Any 2023 movies you've aged better or worse for since you've seen them? Good call, or excuse me, good question here. Let me look at my letterbox and tell you real quick. Um, I've definitely. Let me just stop. Let me just look. I've seen 42 2023 films. I would say, looking here, Shazam: Fury of the Gods has regressed for me. That was originally at about a 3 or 3.5. It's down to about a 2.5. I think Air is has gone up for me, and then I'd say Blue Beetle also slightly regressed for me, and yeah, those are my picks. Probably the creator's stagnant. It's been stagnant for me. Um, but great question. Cam in the house with a super chat saying, "Check your phone, see what I cooked for dinner." Damn, that looks good. That looks absolutely delicious, and I'm hungry right now, so that's evil of you to send to me. Are those cheddar biscuits? My mouth is watering now, Cam. That looks delectable, dare I say. Um, you slayed yet again. What can I say? Cam the chef over here. Love you, Cam. Okay, let's continue onward. I am so hungry now. I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. Um, Hello there, Golden Light Pictures. How you doing? Cam just said made a big batch so I can have leftovers when I go over there later this week. That is hyped. Is Thanksgiving overly gory? I'm sensitive to that stuff. Carson, stay away from this movie. It is it's pretty gory. It's yeah, don't watch the movie. I won't say what happens because I'll respect your sensitivity to that. I just don't watch the movie if it's if you don't watch the movie. That's all I'm gonna say. It's pretty damn gory, man, and bloody. All right. What's your favorite play to run on Madden? Well, I'm gonna use NCAA football, and if I had one play to run for eternity, and I can audible out of that play, it's gonna be four verticals, and you could win a game if you only had to run four verts, but you could call audible like on the routes, hot routes, um, four verticals, which is essentially Hail Mary, but the tight end usually runs this sort of post route where he like breaks in the middle of it. The other guys are more just straight up fly routes, I guess you'd call it, or whatever. But yeah, I would say four verticals is it's an incredible play. I've abused that play on people before. When I have a great tight end in NCAA, it was 13 or 14. It was back when I lived with some friends at the time. This was a few years ago, and we had it on an Xbox, and we would have it in the main room. And I would use Virginia or Virginia Tech for really no reason, or Miami. And they had tight end. He'd have like 4 touchdowns and like 200 receiving yards every time I played. And then the quarterback stats would be ridiculous as well. So I miss NCAA, and we're getting a new one in the summer. I'm excited about. But yeah, that's probably my go-to. Yes, I will be seeing Wonka. I'm excited to see it actually. I've seen some really divisive reviews, some saying it's like a charming, delightful movie, others just completely shitting on it. Sorry. But yeah, I am looking forward to Wonka. I think it'll be whimsical, a little wild, fantasy film. I mean, yeah, it looks fun, and I like Timothy Chalamet, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I don't think it's gonna be perfect. I don't think it's gonna be better than the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with why am I forgetting his last name? With Gene. This is annoying me. I have to look it up now. I know his name. It's just escaping me. Come with me, and you'll be. Apparently, the GTA trailer just leaked, and it's releasing 2025. Gene Wilder. Thank God, that was going to bother me. Yeah, I'm excited. I look forward to it. Do I like Trevor Lawrence? I have nothing against Trevor Lawrence. Never did. Georgia never played against him. He's a Georgia guy, a Georgia native, actually. So yeah, I have nothing against Trevor Lawrence. Kind of an easy to root for dude, you know. One play with Trevor Lawrence that does stand out to me. Sorry, again, Clemson fans, is when I think they were playing Ohio State and they got just dragged. It could have been a different game, but I don't remember. But like Trevor Lawrence, I want to say, I want to say he got like sacked. Um, and like the ball fell out, and he just like he did not make an effort to pick it up, and like then the other team picked the ball up, and it was like a turnover, it was a fumble. I don't know if I remember correctly. I want to say his butt was on the ground, and he like went to palm it, and then like just gave up. Or I could be wrong, but something like that. I was like, what? And at that point, that was his last game, I think, as a Clemson Tiger, anyway. But I don't know. It was weird. Maybe I'm misremembering. I'll have to I'll have to talk to Starcourt about that. I've seen The Bear. I love The Bear. I have not seen Only Murders in the Building. It's been recommended to me by a lot of people, though. I just haven't seen it. Loved The Boys season 4 trailer. Not the best trailer I've ever seen, obviously, but it was it set the stage. It set the stage, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to be a fantastic addition to the show. I'm looking forward to it, for sure. By the way, if you guys are in here on the replay, I haven't said that yet. If you're here on the replay, welcome. I know not everyone can make these live. Be sure to hit the like button on the replay. It helps out a lot. And if you guys are in here now, hit the like button. It really does mean a lot and helps out quite a bit. Has there ever been a movie that was one of your all-time favorites but has really regressed? Has there ever been a movie that's one of your all-time favorites but has really regressed? Oh man. I do think so, but not in terms of my enjoyment of the film. I have gone through phases of saying what my favorite movies are, and there was a phase where I would say Pulp Fiction was one of my favorite movies, and I still think Pulp Fiction is a fantastic movie that I would watch today. I quote it still. It's a great Tarantino film, fantastic script, well acted, 5 out of 5 movie. It's just not like I went through a phase of watching that movie like yearly, and I watched that movie like 4 or 5 times in the span of 2 years, and then I just haven't gone back to it since. And I watched it, like, I showed it to a bunch of people. I remember, like, one person, I remember watching it that time. I think I've seen that movie probably 6 or 7 times, and it's great. I just haven't gone back to it in a long time. So, yeah, that's kind of where I stand with it. But no, I can't think of many others. One second. I would say, yeah, that's one, but there's a movie, and I have to bring it up because of the trailer that recently came out. I watched Mad Max Fury Road, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta like this movie. I gotta like this movie. I gotta like it." And I didn't like the movie as I was watching it. I felt off. I had a gut feeling, and I was like, but the credits rolled, and I was like, "No, yeah, I like that a lot." And then I rented it, and me and 3 of my buddies watched it, and we literally turned it off 45 minutes in, and we're like, "This is ass. This movie is just not for us." And then I went and watched it for real one more time in 2020. There's a video on my channel, one of my first videos, debating it with my friend at the time who was on the channel with me. And yeah, it's not my thing at all. But I tried to act like I liked it so much just because I don't even remember when I watched it for the first time, 2016 maybe. I wanted to love that movie, just wasn't my thing. I don't know if Avengers 5 or 6 will ever even come out. No, it will, but not this decade. Is that crazy? I think it's gonna take a long time. Maybe not till like 28, 29. Like, it's gonna be a long time until we get the next Avengers movies. So I think they gotta get on their feet before then, in my opinion. Hey, Chris, who do you think is a celebrity that's unfairly or harshly hated? There's one clear, obvious answer here, in my opinion. Rachel Zegler. I don't understand people hate her guts. For what? Because she like, it's truly wild to me. She's a fantastic actress. She's great as Lucy Gray Baird. She's great in West Side Story as Maria. She can sing. I mean, the way that she's able to sing in West Side Story and then sing in a completely different accent, and just it blew me away how great of a singer she is and performer. She's also just a great actress. She is hated by a lot of people because she made comments on was it D23 carpet talking about the Snow White live action remake, and people took it and ran with it for some reason. And then everyone in the world acted like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is their favorite Disney movie, and they got super defensive about that movie from 1937 or 39 that is not remotely close to my top 30. I'm watching through all the Disney films right now. It's not a very good movie. Yes, it is the first Disney live action. Excuse me, it is the first full length animated feature film ever. Does that mean that you have to say it's the greatest thing ever? No. So yeah, it's just I don't get it. Unwarranted hate, unfairly and harshly hated, and I will defend her. Like I don't know this person obviously, but that's why people don't like her because she said some things about that film and the prince and the princess dynamic and how and it's just crazy to me that people are like they hate her. And then that's my answer. That's my answer. I recently watched The Irishman. I enjoyed it, but man, it was the most draining movie I've ever seen. That's a long watch, man. And that's kind of the thing is Scorsese will make movies that are 3.5 hours long, and they'll be really good, enjoyable films, but you'll never go back to them. I never watched The Irishman. I've seen it once, and I haven't watched it again. And that's how I also am. Killers of the Flower Moon. I will never watch that movie again, but it's damn good movie. I just don't think I'll ever watch it again. So yeah, that's kind of Scorsese nowadays for me, and that's fine. But like rewatchability shouldn't define if a movie's great or not. But I do take that into account for my personal favorites. Top 3 X-Men universe films. We'll go for a few more minutes and then wrap this thing up. So super chat in any last minute questions, comments, or concerns if you want to guarantee I get to it because I couldn't get to everything on the stream. I would say Days of Future Past, First Class, Deadpool. Keep Watch Burn, Fincher films, Scott films, Cameron films. So Ridley Scott, James Cameron, David Fincher. Pretty easily going to keep David Fincher. I mean, you've got The Social Network, Fight Club. All I need is The Social Network. Actually, that alone cements that for me. But he's also got Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Zodiac, Seven, Gone Girl. Yeah, I'll keep Fincher. I will watch. All right. So when I see Ridley Scott and James Cameron, I got to go. So James Cameron has Titanic and Avatar, and some Terminator films. Ridley Scott has Gladiator, Alien, Blade Runner, The Martian. I don't watch Avatar ever, so I can throw those out the window. I don't watch the Terminator films. I can throw those out. Yeah, I'm fine burning Cameron, and I'll keep not. I'm burning James Cameron, not my girlfriend Cameron. I'll keep watch Ridley Scott because Gladiator's great, and so is Alien. And I've never just been a huge James Cameron guy, I guess, and that's okay. That's fine. Not everyone's supposed to have the same opinion in the world. Okay. Yeah, the huge TD run in his pass. Yep. Yep. Yeah, maybe I was just misremembering something, but also it was that game was wild. Justin Fields had like 6 touchdowns, right? I don't even know. I don't even know, man. It was nuts. And then they got killed by Alabama in the Natty. Hot take: there were no good movies this year. That is an extremely hot take, in my opinion. Have you seen John Wick Chapter 4, Oppenheimer, Guardians 3? Talk to me. I'm just naming movies now that people in general liked. Air. Let's see. What else? What else? I don't want to spoil my top 10, but there have been some really good movies this year. There have been some bad ones, but there have been some really good ones. Did you see Godzilla -1? Apparently, it is one of the best of the year, so maybe give that a shot. I'm seeing it soon. I love seeing it. I got a poster on the wall right there. It's a fantastic film, one of the great classic musicals of our time. A must watch, in my opinion. What musical do you think has the best song? What musical do you think has the best soundtrack? Man, West Side Story's up there. I'd probably listen to that one more than most. West Side Story is my answer right now. Shutter Island's only 2 hours. That's a win. Anything over 2 hours nowadays is it's kind of becoming a chore. Like 2.5 hours in the movie theater is a long damn time to me. And I know people will be like, well, you could watch 5 hours of TV at your house. The difference is you're at the comfort of your own home. You don't have to factor in driving, dealing with people. It's just like it's like, especially for me, I get anxious out there sometimes. It's like, oh, come on. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, come on. Hey Chris, if you're a fan, what's your favorite song by Nickelback? Who's not a fan of Nickelback? My favorite song by Nickelback, like straight up, tough question, tough ask because there's a lot that I like. But one that I listened to since it came out, and I always like to just listen to. It's maybe cheesy, I don't care. If today was your last day, that one is my favorite probably. Yeah, that's a great one. I remember, like, in elementary school, we would be running laps in the gym for, like, 20 minutes, and that song would just be playing. Like, our PE teacher would have, like, his music playing, and that would just be blasting, echoing in the gym, and it would be like, "Hell yeah." Okay, what's one movie that you make seasonal even though it may not be considered, I cannot wait to watch Die Hard before Christmas. Yeah, Die Hard for me, I watch every December pretty much without fail for the most part, and I am the kind of person who saves my Christmas movies till really close to Christmas, my favorites. But I'll probably ramp up my Christmas watching soon. I got to get through Disney movies, but like middle of December, usually I feel like I start really going up on it. Like Harry Potter as well is one that I like to sort of watch around that time of year. Um, but yeah, I would say Harry Potter, Star Wars, the OG trilogy. I want to get to this year. I'm going to dedicate some time to that, but yeah, I think Harry Potter, Die Hard, and Star Wars, the original trilogy specifically, and the early Harry Potter films specifically. Can you watch the Fallout trailer? You know what? I'll do a live reaction because you asked so nicely, and you showed support to the channel with the super chat. We'll watch it right now. I'm literally pulling it up on my phone, so you guys will be able to hear it, but you won't be able to see it. Where is it? Amazon Prime. Here we go. You guys ready? I'm doing a live reaction. What if I turn my phone like this? Would that work? Yeah. I'll put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Live reaction to Fallout. Here we go. All right.
I know that I've lived a relatively comfortable life.
Okay. What is this, like a nuclear chamber or something? This is like Loki when they go out. Jonathan Nolan. Okay, I totally missed that he was involved with this. He did Westworld. And Man of Steel, he was involved. Tumbleweed. Oh, looks like a sail barge from Rot J. Well, that guy's from Saw. That's Zep. From the studio behind The Boys and Fast Delivery. I love that music. I don't know if that's related to the game or not, but I love that. This also looks pretty big budget. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's the guy who says do a flip from Spider-Man Homecoming. There he is, Walton Goggins. I kind of like the vibes. I'm not going to lie. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. Oh, shit. That's like, this is like Mando, R-rated. The production value is very high quality. That kind of looked like the creator, not a fan of the movie really, but it looks like they're using like the FX from that. So my assumption is that the series is based in nuclear fallout. Yeah, that was interesting. I think I've remember seeing like the game poster or something, but look, that was I don't know. I don't know if I will like go out of my way to watch it, but it looked interesting. It looked very high quality. It looked like it didn't look cheap, which is obviously a win. I'm talking about the visual effects, but also I feel like there's a possibility with the characters there to really tell a rich story. On the one hand, it could fall victim to a post-apocalyptic setting. We've seen that a million times, but the video game series was a hit, so I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being really a hit show. So yeah, I watched the Fallout trailer. That's my reaction. You guys are watching, hit that like button. No, I'm playing. Yeah, but no, that looks solid. Solid enough, I'd say. Little live trailer reaction right there. If you could watch a movie you haven't seen for the first time again, what would it be? I would say right now, I would love to watch Infinity War Endgame for the first time just because I've been feeling like how cool would that be to just watch it again right now? But obviously, I've answered that question differently over the years. Um, but yeah, I feel like that might be a good note to end on. We ended with a trailer reaction actually, and it's been in 1 hour mark. So that'll do it. That's gonna do it for this Film Stock Live. And apologies if the Wi-Fi is freaking out right now. It does that sometimes, weirdly enough. Um, but yeah, that'll do it for this live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's the middle of the night for some people, but just a quick hitter hour. No harm done. Talked about the trailers. Let me know if you're watching on the replay. Comment down below what your thoughts on some of these trailers. Hit that like button. It helps out more than you guys know. I appreciate you for hanging out. If you sent a super chat, if you commented, if you just watched, really does mean more than you know. But that was a fun one. I hope to get back into Film Stock Live being a Monday segment. I have a lot of fun with it. And this was a big news sort of weekend. So we talked Deadpool, we talked trailers. It was a good one. So I plan to see the new Godzilla film. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But that'll do it. Hit the like button. Thank you guys as always. And I will see you in the next video, short live stream, whatever that may be. But until then, see you guys next time.